Beyond the Sea, Black Mirror Season 6's most anticipated episode, and one that I was most looking forward to coming into Season 6. I mean, you have Aaron Paul in this episode. How could it not be fantastic? That's what I was thinking coming into this as a big Breaking Bad fan and a massive Black Mirror fan. Now, before I dive in, I am going to be talking about some specifics from this episode that are going to be spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it, definitely come back to this video later. Now, the premise of this episode is that there are two astronauts set in an alternate 1969 that go into space, and they have this technology that allows them to come back to Earth into a robot copy of their physical bodies and continue to try to live out some semblance of the life that they had before they went into space. And as we see pretty early in the episode, David's character and his family are brutally murdered by a cult leader and his cult following who believe that there shouldn't be this abomination to the human race, this robot clone of this guy, so he talks his crew into going in and killing all of them. So then he's left up in space for what looks like is going to be the remaining 4 years of their mission, while Cliff's character continues to get to go down all day, every day, all week long, and continue living out his life with his family. And as we see, Cliff and his wife come to an agreement that they're going to let David use Cliff's robot once a week for 1 hour to come down to Earth and get some fresh air and paint. I think everyone saw where this was going. There was going to be some coming to a head of David falling for Cliff's wife, which happens. I certainly anticipated at some point David was going to do something to prevent Cliff from coming back to Earth, whether that was killing him or restraining him up in space. Some kind of way he was going to just completely take over Cliff's life. And I thought he would do it in a way where he would trick Lena into thinking that he was actually Cliff, but that's not what we got. They were sure to tell us that the space station had to be manned by two people, so that rules out either of them killing the other one up in space. Kind of. I sort of thought, well, maybe David will do it anyway. He'll just take Cliff out. He'll go down into Cliff's robot body and just live out as long as he can until the space station fails, if it fails, on the rest of their mission. I kind of feel like that would have been a better ending than what we got. As you know, if you've seen it, the ending is essentially like, yeah, I killed your family, but there's got to be two of us up here to make this space station work, so have a seat and let's talk shop. I'm pretty sure if I'm Cliff in that situation, I don't care to live out my days in the spaceship. I don't care to fulfill my mission. I'm gonna do something to this guy, even if it means my life comes to an end, because my family's gone. Like, what's the point? I read some comments on Reddit that was like, well, he committed to the mission to be a spaceman and do all these experiments out in space or whatever, and I'm like, I don't think I care. I don't think I care anymore if I don't have a family to go back to at the end of it. So yeah, the way that they wrap things up just doesn't feel like things wrapped up. It wasn't a complete package, and I know there are other Black Mirror episodes, there are other movies and TV shows that do this. They leave you feeling unfulfilled with the story, and a lot of them do it intentionally. This one could have done it intentionally to let your mind wander and let you create your own ending to how this might play out after the credits roll, but I didn't like it, and I think a lot of people didn't like it. Now, real quick, before you think that I'm just crapping all over the whole episode, I will say Aaron Paul's performance was stellar. His ability to play both characters in his robot body was awesome. I thought the world building, as most Black Mirror episodes do, was fantastic. The setting back in the 60s, the decor, it was all really well done. My only issue here, which is a big issue, was the story. And I liked it. I liked like the first, I don't know, 70%, 60, 70%. I feel like if you really consider how a human David would have played this out the way that he wanted to, he clearly wanted to take over Cliff's life. I don't know why all of a sudden he was like, you know what? I just want to kill his family. Like, I didn't see that coming. Like, he wanted to take over Cliff's life. It made way more sense for him to kill Cliff and go pretend to be Cliff and replace his old life with this new life, even if that meant, as I said earlier, the space station crashing and he dies, but at least he died living this life that he wanted. That would have made way more sense to me than like, well, your family's dead, so now we're just gonna be in misery together and make sure this space station keeps going, because that's important. So I personally very much so disagree with the ratings on IMDb. I'm shocked this is the highest rated one so far. I will admit I've only seen the first 3 up to this point. I'm about to go watch the final 2 of this season, and we'll see. Maybe this one won't be the worst, but it's certainly not the best. I enjoyed Jonah's Awful far more than this episode. All right, that's gonna do it for me. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down in the comments, and keep an eye out for more Black Mirror content right here on this channel. Thanks for watching. See ya.